All right, on our next portion, we're going to try some CA glue to see if this does a good job. We're using a gel-based CA, and wipe off the excess here, but we want to apply it all along and see on this type of material if it does a better or faster job at getting welded into place and actually makes our life easier. Wipe off the excess. And then this one can sit here. Actually pretty fast. This is really fast. It's really solid right now. So you don't want to miss when you apply it on. and the excess, well, the excess is still brushable afterwards. So let's apply it down here. So we'll come and put the front end on. Like so. Make sure it doesn't glue to your fingers like it's doing right now on mine. Center it as much as possible. There we go. I think, oh, let's place this better. Yeah, it doesn't give you as much time to make sure that everything is adjusted and just right. You know, disadvantage of CA glue. It's the speed at which things glue, but you can always come back in, reapply a bit of CA, you know, come and push it down, wipe off the excess, and there you have it. Easy to assemble. All right, so the next parts are this one here and this in here. They go on the outside, so let's take them apart with the knife again, and then we'll glue them on. So we'll take our knife and we'll cut here, here. These tabs are pretty strong. They hold them really well in place. Like so, here's one. Let's do the other side. Yeah, we have to be careful when we cut so we don't cut the cardboard at the same time. But I know these parts will be inner, so we're fine. So we know that each part goes on one side, the other one goes on the other. If you try to fit them upside down, like this one fits, would this one fit also? You see, yeah, you see this one, the tabs don't line up. So I know that I have to fix this part next. And this will be glued all across. We'll round it down to the bottom. So I'll apply the glue and we'll go from there. All right, so let's apply our glue on this one. Here, so, and we'll come in with our side piece, remembering to make sure I'm taking the right one. We'll come and apply it down here to here. So, yeah, this one here would be difficult to do with white glue because you really have to put it in place across the surface. Yeah, and just to make sure, I'll come back with more CA glue over here, so towards the top. And while I'm probably gonna finish this one side at a time, just to make sure. Get it done right. I'll come in over here, wipe the excess glue. Once this one holds, because we are bending the part, so because we're bending the part, we have to make sure that it really dries in place at the right angle. So CA glue is a faster dryer than, you know, white glue, so we'll use the CA glue to make sure that we, you know, gets in the right position, stays in place, if we can get it there. Let's see if this will hold now. There we go. Let's do the other side now. Same thing here. We'll come in, we'll put our CA glue. We'll put some over here because we're going to be inserting. Then we'll come down the side here. All right, let's push this in now. Apply it firmly. Place. So, wipe off the excess, hold it there for about 15-20 seconds, and in essence that should be enough for the glue to start drying, and it'll hold it in place, and we should be fine afterwards to go do our other side. All right. We've done one side, let's do the other side. We know that when wood starts curving is where we have to come and refinish it, so it's just easier to apply now, like so. Up to there, we'll finish our box up here. Across here for the top portion, just to hold. We'll come and fill this in, so, and we'll come in and apply our part here, making sure once again that the notches line up as close as possible, and that'll line up there. You can dry the excess off here. So then we'll be able to come and do our sides again. So like before, we'll come in and put some CA glue in here. That's why I like the gel, you know, it doesn't run as you put it in. It's a lot easier to manipulate to get it done right, you know. And it's a lot more precise also when you're actually doing this. So there we go, like so. We'll hold these in place, we'll wipe off the excess. Make sure that it sticks in the right position. do our other side now. All right, let's go with this and see what this does. Push it in, push it up. Hold it solid. Wipe off the excess. Like so. All right, there we go. Now on to the next portion. All right, going back to white glue for the next section because we have to glue the deck in, and yeah, that's going to be too long to do with a CA glue because there's a lot of surface to cover here. So we are taking these fine picks that we're getting, so these small micro brushes that we got from Fast Tracks actually when we were doing our own tracks. We have to come in and apply glue on a big surface. Actually, the whole inside here needs to hold down the deck down. So let's get to that, and it's going to be a tight fit, but we'll squeeze it in as they say on the instructions. We'll use our knife if we have to spread the parts. I like to use white glue here because it doesn't dry as fast, and I do have a lot to cover, as you can see. Doesn't have to be everywhere, as long as you get the majority of the surface covered. I'm trying to get this video out for Christmas, the first part anyways. I'm going to do a part 2, which will be actually painting it and putting the final pieces on at the end. So this one should be coming out just around Christmas, and after Christmas I'll try and get it painted. And then we are eventually going to do the with the car float. There was the dock and tower, so we'll try and get that done in the kit after Christmas, before I go on vacation this year. So we're moving along. I'm trying to get more free time right now because Christmas is just around the corner, so it gives us more time for more videos, and we'll try and see if we can get a few more out before Christmas and after Christmas. Planning to do other builds afterwards also. I do have a few other Enarch kits, but I do have some Woodland Scenic kits, and I do have some Walters kits and other kits that I just want to get through also. So it's going to be a full, very good 2023 year coming up for how-to videos on kit building. And just trying to make your lives easier as I go through the learning process, and hopefully this will help you guys in your model building too, and you can get more done the next year. So one last part to do. and then we'll slip the deck in. All right, over here. A little bit easier to put it inside on this side because I'm going to go up against the wall. It's not free floating glue. But this will ruin your stick afterwards. You'll have to throw it out and get a new one. So, but it costs a lot less than a brush, so cheaper option. There we go. All right. Let's see if there's enough glue on here and what we can do now. The deck girder portion is pretty simple. It's the H1 part, in case you're looking for it. So all we have to do is bring it in, like so. I'm not cutting, I'm just stretching open the part. There we go. Making sure that they're centered at each end. And there you have it. Put a bit of pressure on it and we'll come back when it dries. All right, so the next parts we'll be installing, this is H11, 12, 13, and 14, these three parts afterwards. And we will also need our track which will have to be cut to 12 inches in length. So we'll come and glue in one of these pieces at the end. Doesn't seem to be a side. One side's maybe a little bit more dark, so we'll be careful with it and see if it needs more glue. Going back to see on this part. All right, let's put this part in. Let's apply it here. Get as far to the edge as possible. There we go, like so. Then what will happen is that this part should fit in here. We will be putting other wood on, other finishing parts over it, so I don't think it matters. We'll just try and get it as close as possible to the edge, the outer edge. So it might leave a crack here, but we'll see what that is. And before we actually glue these down, this is where we would come in and test our, our part here, you see. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be shortening the sides of the rails instead. This is going to be very hard to cut, and it's on the boat, so it doesn't really matter. And just taking my Zuron cutters, and we're just going to nip both sides off a bit here. It will be recessed in anyway, so I don't think it'll matter that much as long as you are careful and you center your rail when you cut. So we'll try that out and we'll see what that does. So we checked it and it's exactly 12 inches long, so we'll cut that off right now. All right. Cut number 1. Cut number 2. Then we'll do it on the other side. So, because we're using the same track, but we're doing it on the other side so that our parts we're cutting are, see, not the same length. Haha. If I had done it this way, what would have happened? I guess we can do it this way. All right. All right. I'm using flex track for this. I think it's probably going to be easier to fix at the end. There we go. Let's take the Pico sticker out. Let's fix this end. Cutting it the other way. Looks good. There we go. All right, to make my life easier, I have to figure out a way to do this so that it doesn't become too arduous. I think this is really just snipping the ends of the tracks off like so. Okay, not as easy as we'd like. Says I'm going to do it on one side to see if it cuts off the asymmetry of the parts. Yeah, this will fit. They'll fit in. All right, so after cutting a lot of plastic, we realized that yeah, we're going to have to cut both sides. You're gonna have to cut both sides to make this fit correctly, so that you know. So these parts are really where they're supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure that it's with All-Track. I haven't tried a piece of Atlas, but from what I've nipped on both sides, I can tell you right away to have it fit, you're going to probably have to nip both sides of it. And yeah, to make it clean, it's a lot easier to nip both sides of the track. Plus, it doesn't look as if it's not, they're not aligned correctly. So yeah, that's the way to go here. And we'll glue these down and come back. All right, so now we'll install our track. Oh, interesting. Let's get our track glued in here. so. Then we are going to spatula this across. Enough. All right, let's go put our parts in now. This probably won't be powered down the road because we're only going to be putting rolling stock on it. So as long as we're aligned with our tracks later on, we should be fine. I don't think I need to put rail joiners on the ends. Well, anyway, for now. We'll see down the road if I do add them or not. That's why I'm using latex to get everything glued in. With latex, if there's a problem, well, we can come in and correct it later on. So let's make sure this part is touching the end, like so. We'll come and do the other side like so. Move this over to the end. Like this one. Come in and put our centerpiece. All right, there we go. Wait for this to dry. And we can get on to the next step. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, so these are peel and sticks from the instructions. So the first one we'll be installing is this one here. I'm going to have to cut these. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to be careful because there are a lot of parts on this one. Outer parts, inner parts. Peel and stick. Testing. Peel and stick. Peel. Oh, there we go. Hey, look. Peel and stick. There we go. Pretty straightforward. Just trying to fit it in. Ooh, and stick fast too. Let's, well, I don't have a choice but to do the back end, so let's put the back end here. Will that stick over? Yeah, it does actually. It goes off. Geez, and here I was trying not to cut too large on these plastics. You can cut. Yep. Look, see, it really goes in and covers the whole part. So don't be afraid to cover to cut your tracks because you are going to be, you know, putting it over. I would have liked to. Really? Well, I can always put ground cover on there. Yeah, all right. I'll figure something out. There we go. It comes so flush here, flush to the track over the part. I'm not sure what's going to cover this end here because you see there's a little bit of spacing here. Well, we'll wait and see at the end. Otherwise, I can always cut off a little piece of what's left over here and try and fit it in there if there's anything. Yeah, we'll do it this way and we'll see at the end what that space looks like because this seems to be the finishing peel and stick. I actually like this. This will be interesting to paint to see how it reacts. All right, let's peel the other one. so. Let's come in, stick it up against the tracks on this side. Make sure we're well in here. All right. And then it's the center part here, which is right down the middle. Yeah, so don't be afraid to cut your track, eh? As you saw, we're covering it up anyways. It doesn't really matter. The instructions didn't say that, but that's what we're doing. Before I say that, let's check. Did it say to cut? Nope, didn't say at all. So there you go. We did it right. All right, let's put this piece in. I presume. Yeah, like so. Center. Let's center it. Make sure it's centered. All right. There we go. Peel and stick. There we go. Okay, this end is fine, but this end, as you can see, doesn't completely go all the way. So we'll see, you know, here, and here. So we'll see what that does down the road. But yeah, and we'll try and make sure that our rolling stock doesn't hit, but that should be fine, because then we're going to come in and put the middle parts here. And the middle parts here are going to be important because we don't want to roll over them with the rolling stock. We don't want to derail every time we bring a train in. So let's get these parts in there next anyways. So let's cut this one off. So these are N scale. I do N scale, so it might be different for HO, but I'm pretty sure it's the same technique and the same instructions, just different sizes, I guess. I haven't tested other scales with their products, but their detail is very good, so we'll see. Let's peel this one back now. So, all right, well, this one aligned here. I'm gonna try and center it really well. And I'm gonna align my lines like so. It'll be aesthetically pleasing. There we go, like so. Do the other one now. Let's get this one glued in. Like I said, going to be a lot of little pieces we can use if we have to down the road, you know. Come in and fix the end of our train. And yeah, there is direction, so I have to be careful. Let's do this side here. All right, we're getting there. And the upside of our deck is now glued into, well, fixed into place. And yeah, I I guess we'll just come in and pressure it back down because we don't want it to lift. If I guess it does lift, I can always use CA glue to make sure I get it back into place. If I have to replace the track down the road, well, we'll remove this part and we'll just come back in and glue it back down. Is it well centered? Yeah, it looks well centered, so I'll come in probably and glue it down here afterwards to close off here because it seems to have not stuck great. The bottom portion is stuck, but the top portion is not, so we'll see how that finishes up anyways. All right, and what's next? All right, let's get the end plates, H9, H10 off cardboard here. Trying to be careful not to break them. And we'll also get to do the small parts afterwards. So let's get these off. So. Side, and we will do these here because these go on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of cutting little parts. I like the fact that they're stick-ons. And like I said, we'll just keep our eye open down the road, make sure that, you know, they need to be glue-ons too. It's actually a fun little kit to do. It's not that complicated. And, yeah. Alright, this should be it. Alright. And we'll come back and do the hatches after. Alright, so we'll start with the sides here. We need a short and a long. And once again, they are peel off, so we'll take our time and do it right. The weather's pretty dry up here because it is cold outside. We are in the minuses, so makes it a little bit more difficult on the hands right now. All right. Here's one. Here's two. Three. Now what I do see is we do see the bottom ribs down here. So before I paint it, I'm probably going to use some drywall and come in, fill the patches everywhere here all along, so that when I do spray airbrush, it's going to not look like it was glued together. We'll come in and then we can sand it down, and that should make a very nice finish. So that'll be part of the painting steps as we go along. But yeah, don't want to pull it up because this stuff really sticks. I presume it's a type of 3M. Really good. Yeah, really good glue. Yeah, so we'll take our time when we do the hatches, also not to make sure that we center them where they're supposed to be. All right, let's do our end plates now. All right, let's put glue on here. Looks well. Placed all across. I'll put these on now. So these will come on here. Like so, but of course, yeah, it'll take an hour to glue to dry off. Yeah, you see, it does make a crack on this side. Yeah, so we're all going to come in and fill this up down the road. Up here and in here, you know, all along here at the bottom. We're going to hide all the defects as we go along. All right, here's the first one. We'll put glue on the second one and get that done. All right, let's put some glue on. Spread the glue on here like so. Now up here, we'll keep it lower than the track. Remember, we don't want the wheels to hit. So this is a good time once you've installed the end plate, because normally it should be installed way up here, but then we'll pass a track gauge along just to make sure that our trains won't be tripping on it as they get over this part here. All right, so just to make sure we're at the right height, let's get our car on here correctly. All right, let's go over the edge. Yeah, that's low enough. We're fine on that one. Let's go check the other one now. Make sure everything rolls on it. Yep, see, we're going over the edge. We're fine. All right, so points are okay. And they are fine on this one too. All right, that's fine. All right, these hatches are next. Oh, this is interesting. 1, 2, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. 2. 3. 4. 5. If you guys are hearing coughing, it's my daughter. She has a small cold. She's about a few feet away. All right, here we go. 1 hatch, 2 hatch, 3 hatch, 4, 5, 6. 8. 9. I think we have a few spares. We'll see as we get on with the instructions, but we'll see where they go afterwards. Ooh, be careful. 2. There we go. All right, like so. 7, 8, and 9. All right, this aside. We'll get these glued on. Oh, the joys. Yeah, make sure that drop them into place. They're dropped at the right place. Two. Come here. Three. Four. I guess I know why they have spares now. These are so small they go flying. 6. 7. 8. And number 9. There we go. The hatches. And then we're going to be building crosswalks. All right, so they gave us a few extra parts because on the picture I see two of these bumpers. And I have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 6 I can make, so we will keep these extra parts because these are interesting. They make really, I mean, they really make nice bumpers here. So I guess we'll, yeah, we might add some more in other places on the layout. So I will keep these preciously for further use if I need to. All right, garbage. And let's cut this here. All right, so let's start by assembling these two to start. This looks pretty simple. I'm going to use CA glue on this one. We'll just come in and dab the CA glue here in the corners, like so. We'll see how this looks. One here, and one here. Oh, geez, darn. Don't glue to my finger. Come on. Yay. Oh, no. Okay. I guess that'll stand up. They are kind of fragile. I also know why now they put extras. 2. Like so. Like so. Number 2. Yep, there we go. So we have 2 built. And what we have next to do is get this baby ready for priming. Then we'll prime, and then we'll spray paint. The whole thing, we'll mask spray paint. We'll do what we have to do. Rails I'm not worried about, we'll weather them later on. And yeah, but I think there are gaps that I have to fill. And I'll go back over and make sure that all these parts are well and solid before we go on to the next step. This one's solid. This one here might need to be, yeah, we're gonna have to re-glue a portion back on. So yeah, we'll get all that done and then we'll be ready to fill, to prime and paint. All right, there we go. This is part 1, part 2 coming up shortly. Have a nice day.